Hello, hello. I am back. And today I just want to discuss it's more like a video diary at this point. It's not even like um I'll just get to it. So, I had a dream 2 days ago. And in the dream, there were multiple dreams, but this dream was right before the last dream of the night. So, um in that dream, there was a boar's head, and it wasn't the entire boar, it was just the boar's head. And I remember thinking, interesting, like, jotting that down. Um, and then the next dream, I was in a field and these horses were charging forward in front of me. And I was kind of galloping myself, like along with him, and something to that effect. And it was in this grass field, and the character in front of me, turns around and says to me, "You are so confident when you are light on your feet. But when it's time to take a firm step, you step like you're ashamed." Close the curtains, dream over, sequence ended. She ate me up. Okay. So I wake up like that's the last dream of the night that I have. And I look up what boars symbolize, and they symbolize courage, masculinity, charging forward. Very strong, very, very strong energy the boar has. And I was thinking about what she said. When I take a step, when I'm ready to plant my foot, I'm planting it down as if I am walking in shame. What am I ashamed of? So that's been on my mind and my heart. We've been I'm going through that and processing it because in reality there are so many things that I'm ashamed about that I carry with me. And maybe this is why I am so light on my feet, because I like to hmm, when you are yourself and you stand firmly in that, or when you're making any decision for yourself and you're standing firmly in it, um, the shame has to be like non-existent. It's easier for me with my shame to, be light and tiptoe around and weave through here and here. But I can't take off because I'm ashamed. I can't fly away because I'm ashamed. It's like this needs to be addressed now. I keep getting that message this week. This needs to be addressed now. Mind you, even in my own tarot readings for myself, this theme has come up where it's like, this is your call. Like, this is your choice. This is up to you. And I have been praying for strength. I have prayed for the things of my heart. I've prayed for my desires. I have spent so much time investigating myself and world building, collecting data, researching, analyzing, imagining, allowing myself to experience these things that I truly desire that are on my heart. I have spent so much time and energy placing myself in the personhood of who I want to become. Right now, it is time to be me and be sure about it. Be absolutely positively sure about it. The decisions I'm making, I have to be sure about them. How I'm stepping, I have to be sure about it. And the shame cannot come with me. What are we going to do with that little nitty gritty shame? What are we going to do about that? Okay? Like, that's a real question. What are we going to do? So, yeah, I've been processing that because I need the strength. I have been kind of faltering, tiptoeing, half in, half out. Some days sure, some days not, about things in my life, what I want. And I think this week is just time. There's so much shame that I've been so intentional about deprogramming. Growing up in a Bible Belt, growing up religious in a religious household, um, growing up female, growing up black. There's so many things I have had to realize, like these things are rooted in shame, and that's not a belief I want to carry with me. It's not my method. It does not push me to greatness. It holds me back. And I think one of the bigger things that like or the bigger things, one of the bigger things I know that I have shame about is feeling ashamed that I don't know better about certain things. Like I want to, it's just I'm learning. And it's like it's okay to learn, it's okay to take time in learning, but it's like I put a lot of pressure on myself to learn it and then integrate. Like come on out. Let's get it in the system. Let's process it. Or okay, well now I know what to do, so let's get to it. And then if I don't do it, it's like, well, okay, I know you need some self-care time, but like damn, how much self-care time is enough self-care time? And I'm like, get up. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do this. And it's like, well, now I want to do this. Okay, so as I'm talking more, I'm realizing there's a lot of shame around the structure of my discipline or my scheduling. I'm not so good with time. I am not so good with routine, and I want routine in certain ways. But the spontaneity drives me, and I long for a reality, an existence where that is encouraged, where that can be productive for me. I do not work well in these hours to these hours, this day, this day, this day, every day. I do not work well like that. um, it drains me. It makes me feel very lifeless. Um, and the thing is, like, I chose to live. Like, I'm here now, and I made that choice. So, like, if I'm gonna do it, I want to be happy with my decision. You know what I mean? Um, and then it's like, well, what makes me happy may make others around me upset and sad or disappointed, or you know, we're not going to agree or whatever the case. And it's like I have had to work through that a lot as well recently because again, I feel like I'm compared to a lot of people around me. My beliefs, how I present myself, is just a little more strange, a little more atypical, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's just then when it comes to stepping firmly, I'm just like, fuck, I don't really have like a playbook. And like, who really does? But it's easier to go by the average, the national average. 70% of people have done what you've done, or whatever the case, and what 15% may have done what you've done, and none of those people are even around you. That's how I be feeling sometimes. Um, and so sometimes I'm ashamed for how long this process is taking. I'm ashamed for how how much it can take. That sometimes I'm not able to give. And these are things that I don't blame myself, or I'm trying to get myself out of that blaming, mentality, because it's not necessarily blame. It's just I do understand what she was telling me in that dream. There are elements of shame that I'm carrying that are preventing me from moving forward in a way that I want to move forward. I People compliment my confidence all the time and I'm like, that is so great. That's so great that you see that. I want to feel it. Okay. I want to be living it. I want it to actually be a part of me that has been nurtured and continues to be nurtured and grown. And this is that process, which again is why I'm not blaming myself for not learning it quickly enough or having to revisit the lesson. However, I am aware that it's there. And I don't want the shame to build. Like, damn, it's still there. You should be ashamed of that, you know? But I'm navigating it. Like, I don't honestly really have like the answers for this. I don't really know. Like, I guess that's kind of liberating because the reality is, as soon as I put my foot down and take that step, another step will appear. When they say take it step by step, day by day, they're not lying. It's good, sound advice. I don't have to know it all before I take the step. And for me, it's like I like to do a little research. I like to think about it and play around with it and explore with it. Um, but not always before I go do it. Sometimes I do that and then I go do it. Other times I try so many different methods when I'm trying something, when I'm doing something. Other times I'll charge full speed ahead. And I've learned on both ends, what the pros and cons of these methods are. Like, yeah, you can charge full speed ahead, but you might run into some things that you didn't prepare for, or didn't expect, or, can get in the way. I mean, and things get in the way in either method, mind you. But on the other end, you know, if you're thinking and playing with it first, at least you can prepare before you start. But your leniency to charge forward has now prolonged the event, and um now you're missing the like authenticity of doing it in the moment. And I think of Prince when I say that, who would take his one takes and be like, that's it. It is, I don't need it to be perfect. I need it to be me. And we're working on it. This hair, y'all. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but y'all see me. Okay. Like, I see you, you see me. Get out of my face. Whew. There we go. It was like in my eyelash. Oh my goodness, much better. Okay. So that being said, it's like, does the shame stop me? This is what I need to know. This is what we need to get to the bottom of. Does the shame stop me? Or am I going to let it stop me? And me being me, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, you're not going to beat me. Like, I'm not a fan. I don't like that. But am I living in a way that suggests that I'm letting it win? I don't know, y'all. I'm exploring it. This dream just happened a couple days ago. I've been thinking about it, like, what's going on? How do I apply this? Um, and in some ways, I can see how, because it's like I think when I look around, and this kind of ties into my like overlooked video, so you may want to watch that as well to like get a better understanding of this. But when I look around, sometimes I'm like, damn, people would be like, oh, you just do blah 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 blah, and yeah, it can get hard sometimes, but just try just do this method, it'll work out. And honestly, I have been a person, I've amassed certain amounts of success. I've amassed connections and opportunities and grateful for all of them. Um, but up until now, it's been me kind of having to like market myself, like really like get to know myself so I can market myself to people so that I can be seen, so that I can get more opportunities, so that I can get the recognition and play that I feel I deserve. And it's like I know all of these things within me. Like I know I got it like that. Um and I'm starting this journey, even on YouTube more and more because I want to show myself that I'm investing in our dream and I'm investing in um my future and what I'm desiring. I don't know what it necessarily looks like, but like I'm trying, I'm putting myself out there. I'm making myself seen. I'm making myself visible. I've not been so much a person like I've stood out, but I've like stood out because I'm strange. And people, you either love it or you're just like, what the hell? Um, but a lot of the times it was just kind of like, okay, okay. And not really in the celebratory way that I feel like my creativity especially, should be like celebrated. And then it's like that thing of like, oh, if you talk big shit about yourself like that, like who do you think you are? And like, have you put in the work and time? So sometimes I don't talk about how it hurts to feel overlooked or whatever the case, or not get the recognition, because I'm aware like, well, I don't have this background yet. I haven't, mastered this skill yet. So who am I? Who am I to say it? But at the same time, it's like people will really get away with saying one thing and that's enough, or doing one thing and that's enough, being there at the right place at the right time and that's enough. So it's like I can't base it all on just having the skills and whatever, blah blah blah. It's the personality, it's the charisma, it's the vibe, which all these things I know I got. And so I'm just infusing it, I'm letting it infuse, I'm allowing that to marinate within my spirit, within my being. But like I said, lately it's been a little bit harder to believe in the fruits of my labor because of this damn shame. So I'm gonna do a real good prayer tonight, real good meditation. Um, because whatever I need to do this week, whatever this week demands or requires of me, March is already gonna be a whirlwind. Whatever it is requiring of me, I want to be unafraid to step up as I am. Okay? I have so many things, even little technical things. My skin is not perfect. Um, Aesthetics, it's just not perfect. I want it to be so okay, but we're working on it. Um, that's just one thing. But like that's an example of like something that I've struggled with, something that I've held a deep shame about, and I have learned to accept and as a part of my life, as a part of my story, and as a part of my experience. And I still love myself all the same. I'm still grateful to be here. I'm still that girl. Okay. But the shame still it still rears its head, and it's like, I recognize you, but what are you here for? If alchemy is just, that's just the name of the game. How can I transmute you? Because I don't need you here dragging me down. I need you here lifting me up. And I think maybe recognizing your shame, putting name to your shame, shows that like you are not perfect, shows that there is room for improvement, shows that, I don't know, you want to be better. Like there's an opportunity to be better for yourself, and all of that I think that's beautiful. So I'm gonna really focus on that this week because that's all I've got right now, y'all. Like I don't even know what else to say about it. No idea. Um, I don't want it to win. Don't like that. And I just want to keep believing that I don't have to bust my ass to be seen or to get my rewards. That doesn't have to be my reality. If so, I'm still working. I'm going to continue working, okay? Um, but I don't want it to only exist in my mind that when you work, you get. And if you're not working, you're not getting. So I can't be ashamed that some things are taking time and that I may not know all the answers. Like, whoever will, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just unreasonable to be ashamed about these things that are like gonna be there forever. I'm not gonna know everything. Um, just unreasonable as hell and does not serve me. And what I tell y'all about that, do it serve you? Like, I'm so serious. You ask yourself, does that serve me? Does that work for me? It does not. You have to go. And yeah, I'm very quick. When I get something, a message in my dream or something somebody tells me, or I'm looking at something or scrolling past something and it resonates and I need to let it marinate. Yeah, it's me reprogramming the system because some things have to change. And that's okay. And usually I'm like, I like change if I orchestrate it. Who are you and why are you here? Okay, don't be coming out the blue, but at the same time, it's like I also don't want to live in a reality where it's just when I orchestrate it because who knows? Okay, might be stuck in the same damn place, and I could be so much further along if I just allowed things to shake up a little bit out of my control. And again, I don't want to be controlling everything. I want influence. I can control what I can control, but outside of me, I can influence. And I want to be firm in that power. I want to stand firm in that power. And I feel like I'm still meeting that pushback of like underestimating my impact. And I'm really sick of it, guys. I'm really sick of it. So the shame gotta go. This week it's gotta go. And I'll report back to y'all next week. But this is just at this point, it's like a video diary. I don't I know I say this, but like if it helps you, it helps you. But it's helping me to talk it out and to like see myself and I hope by that because I just be talking. I hope by that it will also help somebody else. Leave comments if you have tools and inspiration, or maybe somebody else will appreciate them. I'll appreciate them. But yeah, so I recorded this video twice. The first version was much shorter. I guess it just came around a little bit better the second time. Let that be a message. Anyway, y'all have a good rest of your week. Yeah. So I guess I encourage you to sit with your shames today and think about what's holding you back. Because I guarantee if you take a look around inside, you may find something that you've been avoiding or overlooking. And it wants to be seen, it wishes to be seen. Not because it wants to pull you down, but because the shadow seeks the light, Like, just let it be seen and be patient with yourself and give yourself a lot of breathing room and a lot of grace to sort it out so that you can come out of the other side of it more well-rounded, more knowledgeable, more in tune and intimate with who you are and who you wish to be. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Okay, bye.